a signal on April 6th and launch large-scale community protests. Guaido's stated plan involves the Venezuelan military then taking his side. But his insistence that all options are still on the table reveals his impatience with the military, which has continued to stay loyal to Maduro through Guaido's interim presidency. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Well, it's the end of an era and the beginning of a new one.
Today, Pennington's black part of town moved across the river to North Pennington. The Thompson family sold their home on the east side and moved to the old Kirkland Place at 17 Mansfield Place, establishing the all-new black neighborhood. Northside residents are looking forward to the infusion of fun and funk that the new black part of town is sure to bring to their area. Mayor Mitzi Kranowitz presided over the dedication of the new black neighborhood, unveiling a sign designating it a landmark district.
It's lovely, everyone. Pennington's diversity is its strength, whether it's Little Harlem or the so-called Gayborhood, where Paul and his partner Bryant have that cottage.
Sheriff Stevens today announced that the heavy round-the-clock patrols that helped make the old Thompson house one of the safest neighborhoods in town will move with them.
This has nothing to do with the black part of town moving here. We just want to make sure that everyone here has a comfortable place to live.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. You dial toll free to join us here. Our number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. Live Saturday edition, as we're starting up here with Ian.
And Mark.
Mark, you wanted to discuss something that I guess some folks are going to find controversial that doesn't come up very often, the Special Olympics, and apparently its funding methods.
Yeah, so over the last couple of weeks, there's been this brouhaha. I don't know, the big government types are trying to make the small government types look bad, because they're not wanting to fund the Special Olympics. So Betsy DeVos, the Trump appointee for the Department of Education, she entered in.
Hasn't she destroyed the Department of Education yet? I thought that was what she was supposed to do.
Well, not quite. Haven't quite got there yet.
No.
But she was looking to.
Probably hasn't really cut the size down at all, really.
I don't know an answer. I don't have an answer for that as to what the size of the budget is.
I mean, administrator probably can't do that kind of stuff anyway. Wouldn't that have to come from the,
These are proposed budgets. The president
reps?
doesn't make the budget. The budget is created by the House. However, I think it's the House. Yeah.
Doesn't the president have to sign it?
Yep, absolutely.
Gotcha.
But that's why they propose a budget.
Mm-hmm.
And in this proposed budget, there was no funding for the Special Olympics. And look, I like the Special Olympics as much as anybody, right? I mean, as much as the average person likes the Special Olympics. It's got a great brand recognition. There's exciting video out there that you can see. I mean, it's good stuff. Who doesn't want to see kids and adults competing? In the
I don't. I'm not interested in the Olympics or the Special Olympics.
All right.
Find it all very boring.
Well, I can't say that I watch the Special Olympics, but it all seems very nice to me. I'm
wholesome. Sure it's nice. Yeah, for people that are into sports, it's a very nice idea to allow crippled folks or mentally damaged or whatever. I don't know how you just the politically correct.
It's pretty
terms
clear
here.
You don't. Yeah.
For folks like that,
I don't know what we're supposed to say anymore. Differently abled. I'm not sure. I mean,
special
at this point, right? It's special, right? Special people in their Special Olympics.
Yeah.
So, but that doesn't really address the heart of the issue.
You mean whether or not the Special Olympics will allow trans special people in?
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me.
I only brought that up because that was the recent reason we were talking about the normal Olympics. There was some controversy over that.
Well, I'm just fine with the Special Olympics doing whatever the heck they want to do. They seem to have done a fine job up to this point. I'm not looking at changing anything that they do, except one thing. and that is receive government funding.
Okay.
Look, I understand it's controversial. I understand Donald Trump broke week this week. I understand that he took the low road, the easy road, and he said, hey, I'm going to fund Special Olympics. Of course, he didn't do a constitutional lesson for the American audience, which he shouldn't have to do.
But does he know something about the Constitution?
I don't know if he does or not.
I don't think I'd want him teaching lessons on the Constitution.
But he does not fund anything. He proposes budgets.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he said he was going to fund it. He's got his people on it. Whatever. I love that he's got people. Now, congratulations, Democrats. You've made this guy look like he just funded the Special Olympics. Good job.
Well, I thought the news story was, and again, I don't know anything about this beyond what you've told me, that this Betsy DeVos woman who was Trump's appointee to the Department of Education, the only reason I even remember her name is because I remember there was some brouhaha because she was like a homeschooling mom.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Right. And the idea was the homeschooling mom's going to destroy the Department of Education. If only that were true, but it's not.
No, I don't think it is true, but so far, nothing I've seen out of Betsy DeVos has made me dislike Betsy DeVos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
except for the fact that she's basically continuing things as they are, which is to say that the government, the federal government, forcing its way down the throats of local schools. So there's not really anything to say that's nice about her.
Anybody who gets appointed to these positions that is attempting to lessen the burden of government on the average individual is not. I don't know if she is, Ian.
Okay.
I'm just saying I haven't seen anything out of her I've disliked, which is that in so much as she has cut budgets, okay? And budget cutting is dollars, and dollars are
just because she's cutting. Hold on, just because she's cutting the Special Olympics funding doesn't mean she's cutting the budget. That could mean she's moving the money elsewhere.
She's talked about. Well, let's see. DeVos proposed $17.6 million for the Special Olympics. Cut for the Special Olympics. It was included in the $4.75 trillion federal budget.
That's not small.
That's not her budget.
I know.
That's the federal budget.
Right. Is it smaller or bigger?
I haven't pored over this.
Is it smaller or is it bigger? Guarantee you it's
bigger. The Department of Education.
No. The federal budget.
Betsy DeVos isn't responsible for that.
Uh-huh. Right, but the idea that Trump is going to get in there and he's going to put these people in.
I didn't claim that he was.
Okay. Well, some people claim that.
Oh, I don't see much evidence that Trump is actually going to cut the budget. Mm-hmm. I mean, the debt has gone up from 20 trillion to 22 trillion, maybe close to 23 trillion at this point.
So it's kind of hard to get excited about nibbling around the edges on the Special Olympics.
Right, and that's what I would call this, is that this is an unwise budget cut because there are all kinds of places that one could cut a budget, and to go after the Special Olympics seems unwise.
Yeah, why not cut the entire Department of Education?
I'm fine with you with that, but
Trump's not there to shake things up. He's not there to cut the government. He's not there to drain the swamp. He's just the next person to fill the top criminal position in the United States. The position of president.
I think that what Trump has discovered is that draining the swamp is very difficult. Okay?
Surprise!
Right, the surprise. The swamp is as the swamp is because the swamp is the swamp. I mean, like, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be hard to do.
What do you think he's going to say in 2020, when this next election comes about, as to why the swamp hasn't been drained? Is he going to address it? Is he going to address the abject failure of swamp drainage? Because it hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen. I wonder if he's going to even address it, because they kind of have to make excuses for why they haven't fulfilled their campaign promises, right? Like, if they're going to run for another term, a politician has to, at the very least, cook up some kind of excuse.
If you have lessened...
He can't say the Democrats got in his way, right? Because they weren't in his way for the first couple of years.
To drain a pool, you needn't necessarily drain every drop from the pool. You could drain 1% of the pool and you have drained the pool. So he could therefore...
But you said the budget's getting bigger.
It probably is. Yeah. No, I did not say that. You can go ahead and look up the budget. I have a story in front of me about the Special Olympics. Yeah. I don't have a story about Trump's budget. If you want to talk about Trump's budget, please, by all means, take a little time to do that. And I'm probably going to agree with you. However, what I would say about the Special Olympics is that this worthy project does not need to be funded by the federal government. It does not need to be funded by state governments. It does not need to be funded by government. It doesn't need it. It is a worthy project, and I'm sure that Nike and Reebok and Under Armour and many sports companies would step right up and take the opportunity to make this organization better, leaner, more efficient, and serve people more effectively. That's what I think is really what we're talking about here. And when you put the government
who's
in
going to
charge,
be better, leaner, more efficient?
The Special Olympics.
Okay. If they weren't involved with the government.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're talking about having the government do something, you're talking about a death penalty. When the government is involved, it's always a death penalty. If I don't want to fund the Special Olympics, and I'm not saying I don't, no one's ever called me up and said, hey, do you want to fund the Special Olympics?
They don't need to. They got government money.
They don't need to, right? They've got the government money. But, if I don't feel like doing that for whatever reason, then, well, that's it. Maybe I want to put my money towards another worthy cause or whatever it might be. Well, if I decide to withhold my taxes, that at some point or another, they're going to want to put me in a cage. And if I don't want to go to the cage, if I want to, hide and they're going to come after me. If they physically come after me. And if I want to protect my life, liberty, and property, they're ultimately going to shoot me.
So
Center of mass.
What'd you say the budget was? The proposed one? 4-some trillion?
Yeah, 4.7 trillion. I think this is what
I don't have
4.75 trillion federal budget.
Just a quick Googling results in the 2015 budget of 3.8 trillion. So it's definitely up from that.
Yeah. There you go.
Basically the end of the Obama term.
I didn't expect the Trump budgets to be any lower.
Yeah.
I like the Rand Paul proposal out there. He says basically cut 1% from the federal budget every year for the next 10 years, and I'm sure they could live that. Believe me, they could live with that. They could 1% from each line every budget. 1%.
But that 1%'s going to fight tooth and nail to keep their funding.
Government bureaucrats fight. They're good at it. They're the only ones that have a union left.
Toll-free number tonight is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. You can join us here on Free Talk Live.
Did you know you can legally exit the U.S. federal income tax system? Well, it's true, and thousands of American nationals are doing it. The 16th Amendment and the Internal Revenue Code are legal, but only in a limited jurisdiction. This is the basis behind the voluntary nature of the income tax. Learn the exit strategy provided by Congress. Find out more by visiting weissparis.com and watch our numerous videos. That's WEISS Paris.com.
Bitcoin.com is delighted to announce their latest partnership with the gift card specialists at eGifter. With many of the world's leading brands on their roster, it is now easier than ever to get the gift cards of your favorite brands with Bitcoin Cash. To get started, just follow these simple steps. Visit giftcards.bitcoin.com, pick the gift card you want, follow the instructions on your screen, and make your payment using your Bitcoin Cash wallet. Sit tight and your gift card will be delivered to you as soon as it's ready. That's giftcards.bitcoin.com.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
You love Bitcoin. It's the future, right? Well, no, not if everyone stops using it. I mean, think about it. How many places in your town take Bitcoin? One? None? Let's be real. If this Bitcoin thing is ever going to happen, it's going to need your help. The good news is, the guys at AnyPay have your back. We built a website called helpmetakebitcoin.com, and it's a place you can send any business, and they'll be set up to take Bitcoin in 5 minutes. helpmetakebitcoin.com. I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way. You can't do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring Simon to the rally.
Walk with me.
Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, hey.
Who do you think you are?
Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have
Before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com. You can get emailed announcements and participate in contests via our email updates list. Plus, we have a Twitter account that you can follow and a Facebook page where you can become a fan. So visit